Hi, this example is the use case that I encountered in the Tableau forum as a question. The user wants to have a capability to filter down the top orders based on the selected metric. If I choose sales, then I should be able to group my top 10 orders based on the sales dollars and I should be able to sort it. Everything else that's not the top 10 by the sales dollars would be grouped as others. Same thing, if I were to choose quantity, I should be able to sort by quantity the top 10 orders. And if I were to choose profit, the top 10 profit should be sorted, grouped, and everything else should be shown as others. And that is the crux of the requirement. Before we get into how I got the solution, let me talk a little bit about myself. I'm Ojo. I'm based out of Toronto, Canada, and I've been a data fam since 2012, 2013. Sample Superstore data set. First things first, I created a parameter. It's an integer type parameter. I've set the current value to 10. I know the requirement is either top 10, top 20, or top 30. I have it as a list. That's the first step. Then I also have created another parameter. This is a string type parameter based on the three measure values that the user can choose between, which is sales, quantity, and profit. In the viz that I have built, I brought in order ID because that's important. That's the lowest granularity. Profit, quantity, and sales. Now, to make this interactive, I have to write a calculated field. Here, I created sorted measure as my calculated field. I'm saying case when my sort by parameter is sales, then take the sales measure. When it's quantity, take the quantity measure. When it's profit, then take the profit measure. So with this created now, I bring this in just for my testing purposes. I want to say the sort by profit. Watch how my sorted measure is the profit value. If I were to sort it by quantity, my sorted measure would match with the quantity value. And if I were to do it by sales, it would match with the sales value. On top of my order ID. So right click on order ID, create, set. For the sake of this demo, I'm calling it order ID set to. Select from a list. I'm using all values in the order ID. Condition leave as none. And then in the top, this is where the trick is. By field, I'm selecting the top. Use that parameter top rank. Use the sorted measure, the sum of it. So what this is doing is now it's creating a dynamic set based on my top rank parameter, the value that we have here as 10. It's using that and the sorted measure, the calculated field that we created, the sum of that to create a dynamic set of order IDs based on the top 10 sorted by sales. If I throw this in over here, you would be able to see that there are 10 rows of data. If I take this out, how can I make sure that these are truly sorted by? To ensure that it is sorted properly, I go into order ID, select sort, and then I say field, descending, use that sorted measure calculation, which is dynamic in nature based on the parameter choice. And there you are. Now, my order IDs are all sorted by the sales dollars. If I were to select quantity, my sorted measure is matching with the quantity, and my order IDs then get sorted descending based on the value in the quantity. And same for profit. Now, I do not want my sorted measure to be double displayed. So I take it to details. I'm now going to clean it up a little bit. Requirement was to have a subtotal calculation right here. In order to give that grouping, I'm now creating two other calculated fields. One is the group orders. I'm using the in and out value in the set. Let me bring the set value here. Since they are now ordered by profit, my in shows the top 10. If order ID set, which has value in and out, think of it as a boolean, in is true. When it is true, I'm returning the order ID. If it is not, I'm returning other. So now let's look at the group calculation. Another similar calculation, concatenated field. I'm using the top 10 value from my dynamic parameter and stitching it with a top string so that it can read top 10. Analysis, I can do a subtotal. Orders is doubling down the same as my order ID. So I don't need the order ID. Not, I can hide the header for my in and out calculation. Hope this explanation makes sense. Thank you.